Well, good evening. As soon as I sat down in the front row, I realized that my title of Planning and Green Business might be a little misleading. So this isn't a lesson on hydroponics at all. It's actually about the community aspects of green business and how you support that. I am a second-year graduate student from Eastern Washington University. I'm here to talk about the research I've done through the last year, specifically about green business recognition programs. And a green business recognition program, it's about encouraging local businesses to look at different policies and to adopt different practices that might encourage different management. The ultimate goal behind that is to try and get them thinking about, what can I do differently? What can I do to be more environmentally conservative? Some background behind this: I got an opportunity to work for the Business Resource Center at Eastern, and the Business Resource Center had a great partnership with the City of Spokane's SMART program, and I became tasked with looking at what else is going on throughout the nation and what's being done well and what can we copy that's being done well. And so the SMART program has a great acronym that I can never remember. It's the Sustainable Management of Assets, Resources, and Technology. It's administered by the city, and it started in 2008, right about the time of the recession, and right about the time a lot of other programs throughout the United States started to find their footing with trying to promote the green business side of things. Some of the goals within SMART is they wanted to really look at how to get the businesses talking about their success. How do you get them to start conveying what they've been doing? And it's not necessarily to promote sustainability, which is kind of a swear word to some local businesses, but it's about promoting the environmental conservation. And really the ultimate goal within the local businesses is to try and provide them a program to save them money. You can't really go to a local business and try and preach, change your management practices without saying, hey, this actually could save you some money, improve your bottom line. You got to remember, these local businesses, the business owners are working anywhere from 40 to 70 hours a week. Some of the finer details within SMART, it's based on a scorecard methodology. It uses a checkbox method to grade how many things you've accomplished out of a total number to say if you're green or not. And it was really focused on the inclusion aspect, get the businesses involved initially, and then push more practices on them later. Some of the benefits for the businesses, they did get some free advertising, some cool window decals, but they got information and assistance on how to improve their business through green methodologies. So we're able to get some businesses in there, focus on being energy efficient, and we're able to introduce them to new transportation ways of becoming efficient. Some of the byproducts of this, it's really nice to go talk to a local business outside of sign code regulations and code violations or changes that's going to be happening in the comprehensive plan in their unit, but it allowed the coordinators, who are typically trained planners, to go speak about, you could do this and this will save your bottom line. You can look at recycling now that we have this available in your community. One of the things we found through the SMART program was that it became a method for outreach. And it wasn't necessarily from the city outreaching to the businesses, but it was the city outreaching through the businesses to the consumers to promote environmental conservation through the entire general public. They were able to see those icons and those stickers as they walked in and around the green businesses. So to back up a little bit, kind of away from SMART, instead of touting the whole program the whole time, the research was about identifying programs throughout the United States and identify their characteristics and interview their coordinators to really see what their stories are and what they're saying, as well as try and develop a medium for communication with them. Where is this happening? It's happening all over through the U.S., and one of the things I learned through speaking with the program coordinators was it's applicable to almost all the communities throughout the U.S. And it was interesting to see, specifically California has probably the strongest representation of green businesses because they've had such a great success with so many of the programs throughout. Some of the characteristics that differed across the United States, there was a scorecard method, which I had mentioned before, and there's the narrative method, which allowed you to write as a business owner why I think my business is green, and allowed you to be more storytelling behind it. And it had some benefits to it. Some of the sadder benefits is if you're trying to review a program that might have 2,000 different participants, it's a little bit more time consuming than if you have 75 participants. And obviously on the 2,000 side, this was the Bay Area of California, and the 75, I believe, was from Eau Claire, sorry if I butchered the pronunciation, of Wisconsin. Some of the coordinator comments throughout this research was that sharing the stories was the prize of the program. I put that down because that was so similar, even from Spokane, Washington to Charleston, South Carolina. That was the main thing, was getting the businesses talking and getting them people aware of the situation of what's happening, and not necessarily about sustainability, but just about becoming more environmentally conservative and saving money. The last big comment was that it's creating that communication. Creating the communication to become more environmentally aware. The planners became the facilitators of the conversation, and that's really where the training with coordinators came into play significantly throughout the area. Some of the takeaways, if you're wondering why I'm still not talking about hydroponics, or if you're wondering how can I integrate this into my community, it provides a medium of collaboration, communication, and opportunity to speak with local businesses owners, specifically outside the realms of policies and regulations. Get to know some of the citizens more in your community. And also, I do caution you that when you're speaking with the local business owners, you have to be aware that they are working those 40 to 70 hours a week, and that you can't talk to them from 9 to 5, and that you might have to schedule 5 different appointments with them because they've canceled the last 4 because they've had a delivery got misplaced, or employees called in sick and they didn't have time to talk with you. You really have to work to their schedule. And I got to tell you, if you want to improve your communication skills within students, if you have them around, you have a university near you, pounding the pavement to go talk to businesses is a great way to forcefully make them improve their communications quite drastically. It's really impressive, just because it makes them be more tactful with their verbiage. Since we are in California, I do bring this up. Back in October, there was legislation actually passed to promote green businesses at the state level in California, which was, it's incredibly exciting to see words like community health, economic vitality, sustainability, and green jobs as a second-year graduate student coming into the economy. I do want to give a special thanks to Professor Kelly and the Business Research Center of Eastern Washington University, as well as Angie Napolitano of the City of Spokane, as well as the various other program coordinators that gave up their lunches to speak with me on the phone. So, thank you.
Polished, articulate, young. He's off the program 2 next year. Okay, I'm going to ask you to vote again, one more time. My cousin says the opera Rigoletto is the perfect opera because it's just a little too short. It leaves you wanting more. So before I bring up the next and final speaker, I'm going to let you vote. Would you like to have a Q&A session with our wonderful speakers, or would you like to go home wanting just a little more? Not that I'm not weighing in on this at all, but all right, so thumbs up for I want Q&A. All right. All right, so those meager members who wanted some Q&A are welcome to stay and talk to our wonderful presenters. The rest of you, all right. Okay. So our last presenter is Ted. No, I'm not too old here. Ted Camp. It's not an E, it's an A, Ted Camp. He's an associate of the Portland-based Leland Consulting Group, and he teaches at the University of Colorado.
Hi. I'm going to begin with a fable that's actually based on a true story.
Is it not going up?
No, it's not coming up.
Your 7 minutes are up, and I'm so sorry. All right, so